Where the Lonely Ones Roam by Glimmerglanger. Read by Exmanhater. Pain played funny tricks on the mind. Catra had learned that long ago. She shoved it down, deep down, where it could not touch her, and focused on holding on to Adora, as swift wind carried them away. He landed eventually in a clearing by a little hut. "I found this," he said, "after Shira created me. I don't think anyone..." Catra slid off of his back, holding on to Adora. The landing took her to her knees. She knelt there, panting around the pain, and shook it off. Standing again, bearing Adora along, left her trembling. She pushed that aside as well, and swayed her way across the clearing and into the hut. It was small, dusty. A pile of blankets lay in one corner. Catra sank down into it, spreading Adora out across the least sturdy-looking portion. Smoke had stopped curling from Adora's mouth. Catra rolled her onto her back and placed a hand on her chest. It rose and fell, barely. "Water," Catra said, and jerked back to her feet, stumbling out of the hut's door. "Water," she repeated to Swift Wind. She found a bucket beside the door and tossed it towards him. "Seriously," Swift Wind said. "Not even a please?" "Water," Catra repeated and stumbled back inside, collapsing near Adora's side. She stared at the burns across Adora's neck, disappearing beneath her shirt, and shuddered. "You idiot," she said, reaching for the fastenings on Adora's shirt with her burned hands. "You are going to die." The burns under the clothing were worse than the rest. Catra bit back a hiss, plucking fabric out of the injuries and tossing it aside, working until Swift Wind returned with a bucket full of cool, clear water, and then working more, until Adora lay across the blankets, washed, burnt, and broken. Catra bent her head then, just for a moment, digging her claws into the raw palms of her hands. She waited for the old, familiar anger that had gotten her through so much in the last year. The space where it had burned was empty, hollow, like the white light in the temple had seared it away to nothingness. She scrubbed her face after a moment, sniffing, and went back to work. She used the best pieces of the blankets and pieces of her clothing that were not in terrible condition to bandage the wounds across Adora's body, and then rocked back and examined her work. "All right," she said, relieved that Adora was still breathing. "All right, this is all right. I just need to sleep for a bit. Okay? Will you be okay if I sleep for a bit?" She curled up along Adora's side, afraid to move her again. Adora's skin felt cool. Her breathing rattled in her chest. Catra curled an arm carefully around her and hooked her chin over Adora's shoulder. She didn't intend to begin purring. It just happened, the slow rumble echoing out of her chest. She had not purred in years, not since they were both children, when it was the only sound that could soothe Adora to sleep. She closed her stinging eyes and wondered if it might still help.